Groupon surprised us yet again with another accounting change. Well, there were three things that actually jumped out when I took a look at the earnings reports. The first thing was the accounting change. Right off the bat, here we have Groupon that's given us some accounting gimmickry over the past few months, giving us yet another accounting change. Now they're changing the way they account for revenues that they receive when they act as an agent on behalf of the merchant. So increasingly, this seems to indicate that Groupon is providing services to the customer on behalf of the merchant and is somehow being compensated for them through presumably some type of a commission. We haven't heard a whole lot about that in the past because, again, by their own admission, Groupon said it wasn't material, it wasn't significant enough. So we really don't have much of a history as to what's behind this number. The second thing is an increase in income tax expense of about $23 million for the quarter. It's surprising because here's a company that's not making a terrible amount of money, and in order to record income tax expense, you really do need to have some taxable income. And the third thing was that in meeting some of their GAAP earnings per share targets, you'll notice that there was also a $56 million non-operating gain related to a transaction with one of their Chinese subsidiaries or Chinese investment companies. So even though everything kind of looked on the surface somewhat positive, in other words, their operating income was up, it was higher than it was last quarter, there still are a few blemishes on the fruit that caused this grumpy old accountant a bit of a problem. The real travesty, I think, is that you had this very young, very active, very aggressive company with a great idea moving into the market quickly, but they were so ill-served by, I think, their advisors. You know, and what do I mean by their advisors? Well, first of all, their investment bankers, who were presumably nursing them through this IPO and public offering process, and their securities attorneys have to assume some blame. The group that I'm probably most familiar with and who I hold significantly accountable is their independent accounting firm, Ernst & Young. Because again, look at the accounting fiascos, the material weaknesses in financial reporting. Ernst & Young should have known about that a year ago, 15 months ago. And then we have the revenue restatement, and then we have this new revenue change that we have here, and the giant hoopla over their non-GAAP metrics, the adjusted consolidated operating segment income, which the SEC made them revise. So all of these advisors, where were they?
These are the cast-offs of the American economy, laid-off workers whose skills are no longer needed.